So law and justice and truth are close to my heart. And I am a police officer because even though I am no longer a police officer, you can take the girl out of the police department, but you can never ever take the police officer out of the girl. This is training that I have received. This is training that I have put to practice. And that is training that will never leave me, even though I am no longer a police officer. I am passionate about truth and justice. That's why I am passionate about James Comey and his quest to save justice. I read James Comey ever since he came out of the closet as someone with a higher loyalty to the truth, right? I've read him like a Bible, and since his book came out, I have been doing discourses on YouTube, right here on YouTube, about the material. I am passionate about truth, about justice, about the rule of law. I am passionate and I am a warrior. So no, I will not back down until justice is served. And no justice, no peace. Yes, I want peace. I want peace more than anything. But no justice, no peace. And no justice without the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth. So help me God. So the truth is not just important to me from a strictly legal perspective. It is also important to me from a spiritual perspective. Because I am a disciple of Christ. And the truth and Christ are buddy-buddy, obviously. Without truth, there is no justice. Without truth, you can't really talk about anything spiritual, because if God isn't the truth, what is? Right? So I'm passionate about it because it is my spiritual foundation. I'm also academically trained. I studied economics at the University of Rotterdam, the Erasmus University, and I studied psychology at the University of Utrecht. Neither of those studies I ever finished with a bachelor's or whatever. Again, that doesn't matter because I still got my training. I learned to think like a scientist. And thinking like a scientist is also all about truth. All about collecting data or evidence to find the truth. No scientist is interested in framing some theory of reality. Scientists are only ever interested in the truth and nothing but the truth, so help them science. So I am approaching this from both a scientific and law enforcement training perspective, as well as from a spiritual perspective, and it all comes back to truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And because it is spiritual in nature for me, because my life is, I live my life from my spiritual core. I live my life from the inside out. I start within. I start with my spiritual core, my spiritual foundation, the rock on which I stand, which is my relationship with God through Christ. And I cannot bring up my spiritual life without also addressing my cultural, or I would say more tribal self-identification as a Jew. So I self-identify as a Jew. It's relevant. I'll get there. And so my husband as well. We're Jews. We're Jews who practice meditation and read a book like A Course in Miracles, which is a spiritual tradition that speaks in terms of Christ. So, which still doesn't make me any less of a Jew, because I've traveled to Israel quite a bit, and I believe that the ratio between secular and religious Jews is now leaning to secular in Israel. So there is more Jews. Now here's the catch. There's more Jews that are not religious, that don't practice Judaism, and still self-identify as Jews. They don't self-identify as Israelis. They self-identify as Jews. Even though they're secular. They don't do anything. They don't keep kosher. They don't, whatever. They're secular. They're just secular, and they're still Jews. So it's in Israel that I really sort of was able to reconcile being a Jew and a tantric initiate, a follower of Christ, a practicer of yoga and meditation, whatever. And I don't keep kosher. I'm probably one of the least kosher people you will ever meet. But in Israel, I could reconcile this, because in Israel I realized that being a Jew is a tribal affair. It's a tribal affair. It's what you are born into, who you are as a breed, I guess.